From time to time, when I'm in therapy with couples, I will hear one of the spouses say, "I hate you." And although that takes me back because the word is so vile, at the same time, the feelings underneath it are usually quite common: resentment, frustration, just feeling exasperated, feeling overwhelmed, feeling confused. And when you have those moments of hate for your partner, the first thing I want you to know is you're not a bad person. This is pretty normal in long-term relationships. But what's not normal or good for the relationship, of course, is if you stay stuck in that feeling of hate. You don't work to get out of it. If you're feeling at wit's end and you feel like you hate your partner, I'm going to say up front, I think therapy is the thing to do. And if you don't go together, then the one who is feeling the deepest hate is the one who should go, because that is the person who is really looking for, motivated to make changes. The other one may have given up, may not know what to do, and it always takes one starter. So if you can't go together, then I recommend one of you goes. The first thing that I can walk you through in this video that I think will really work if the two of you work on it together is quit idealizing a relationship. The relationships are not a Disney movie. They're not meant to be that way. They're meant to have periods of ease, of getting along, cooperation. Then there's going to be a problem, disruption. You work it through, and then you go through back to the beginning. We're working together, we're cohesive, we're connected. And this cycle continually repeats in long-term relationships. There is very, very seldom, if ever, a static bliss. And if there is, I'm more concerned, because that means somebody's lying. Probably both of you are lying, or you're looking through rose-colored glasses and you're not dealing with the real issues. Secondly, healthy marriages aren't butterflies and rainbows. Healthy marriages take work. Just because you've created something healthy doesn't mean you're not working on it. And working on it means you put in the effort even when you're not in the mood, even when you're not motivated, even when you're mad at your spouse. You put in the effort to handle your part, your responsibility. In other words, you are constantly going the extra mile, and so is your partner, to keep this relationship on track and healthy. There is no fairy tale in this. There is no happily ever after. Marriage is a lifestyle. It isn't meant for that. Number 3, you do daily check-ins to help your spouse feel supported. The number one reason people reported feeling hate for their partner was they felt like they were dangling. They're just out on a limb. Their partner didn't communicate well, didn't check in, didn't seem to care if they were there or not. Well, anybody would get resentful with that. Anybody would feel hurt, just basically dismissed. So do daily check-ins. How are you doing today? How was your day today? What's one thing I can do to make you feel better today? These things are really going to help. They're going to minimize that disconnect and really foster staying together and working it out. The next one, tackle the little things before they grow. Nothing gets pushed under the rug in my marriage, and it shouldn't in yours. Little things, little contentions mean something. One partner may have a long fuse and they may go, "It's not a big deal. That's a petty concern." It is, until that fuse goes off, and then they go off too. So rather than pushing anybody to their wits' end, tackle the little things. When they're little, they're easy to solve. Don't blame each other. Rather, put that blame energy onto the problem and solving it. Work together. You should have more than 2 options for every single problem you can identify that will work for your marriage. And lastly, offer space and practice acceptance for deeper intimacy. Let's face it, we all have quirks. One of my quirks is I am a neat freak. If you put a dish in the sink, I'll go nuts. It's like it belongs in the dishwasher. My husband has lived with me forever. He knows this. Do you know what he still does? He puts it in the sink, because that was so creviced into his brain growing up that he cannot make a change like that. So you know what I have to do? Unless I'm going to go nuts every time, I have to accept it. And you're going to find things like that in your relationship too. There's going to be things you just have to accept. And you know what? When I just open the dishwasher and I stick it in there, there's no contention. It gives us the opportunity to talk more about our day, to talk about the world, what's going on. We get less frazzled, we get less conflict, and everything seems to be working together. Is it a way of lying or dismissing or not holding them accountable? No, it's a quirk. It's a quirk, and it's something I've learned. It's his quirk, it's my quirk, and I have to accept it so we can love each other more.